Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to just give you a bit of a personal update on the announcement you would have seen in today's the Australian newspaper on the front page about a deal that we've done with the Shoppers Union and the SDA to try and come up with some sort of pragmatic solution for not all retailers, but some small retailers in South Australia who want to trade particularly on weekends and public holidays. Now, what's the background to this? It's really simple. You know that if you're a small retailer or a mid-sized retailer, you're between a rock and a hard place when it comes to penalty rates if you want to open on weekends and public holidays. You've got a choice. You either pay the penalties, and in some cases the award, for example, a 21-year-old casual on a public holiday gets paid over $50 an hour. You either pay those kind of onerous award rates, or you just simply shut the doors and you take the hit of all of your sunk costs. So the problem is that we've been looking for national reform of penalty rates for some time now. We continue that campaign as a chamber movement, but frankly we're not holding our breath. Frankly, the coalition government has ruled out legislative change. They would have had trouble anyway with a hostile Senate. They've left it in the hands of the Fair Work Commission, and frankly many of our members don't feel that the Fair Work Commission is fair when it comes to employers and things like penalty rates. So we felt that we could at least come up, after a lot of bargaining and a lot of toing and froing, with a reasonable compromise that might help some of our members who are retailers. And it's as simple as that. We don't think this will help everybody. We don't think it's a champagne moment. We don't think this is nirvana. Frankly, it's a very small incremental opportunity to actually help our members who are in retail open when they want to, and particularly on weekends and public holidays. So effectively what the enterprise agreement does is say, look, there's a voluntary opportunity to enter into an enterprise agreement. We know that small business you don't have the time or the resources to sit down with the SDA, so we've done that for you. We've done more than half the work and said, there it is. Now, for some people it will work. For some people it'll be something that will allow you to open on Sundays and public holidays in a way that you couldn't before. If that's true, that's great. But you'd have to sit down and really look at the numbers, really look at what you can earn on those days, really look at your rostering to make sure that the way that you roster gets the very best out of the enterprise agreement. Remembering you have to offset, it's an 8% pay increase to the base level. The 3% annual increase a year is not a big deal, because frankly the Fair Work Commission gives there or thereabouts every year anyway. But the key thing is, can you make enough on those days if you open to offset the 8% raise in the base level, albeit with some quite useful cuts in penalty rates. Now, many of you will do those numbers that won't work. We understand that. You'll sit down and you'll do the numbers. But for some it may work, and if you go in there with your eyes wide open, you look at the thing and say, yeah, I'd like to do that, you've then got to get your employees on board, and we'll help you with that. We'll help you with briefings at Business SA about the pros and cons of getting involved in this voluntary enterprise agreement template. We'll help you with understanding the best way to apply it. But at the end of the day, because of this straitjacket that we're in from the Fair Work Commission, there is limited gains to be had. Now, those gains in a tight margin economy may well be worth doing. So if those gains work for you, fantastic. We'll support you and help you get there, and that's part of what we do as the Peak Chamber of Commerce for our members. If you don't see the gains in it, that's fine. We understand you may just stay with the award and, of course, choose not to open on some of those key trading days. Either way, there's now an option that didn't exist before today that allows you to consider whether or not you want to look at this voluntary enterprise agreement template. It is a template. You can change it. You may want to kind of do things that would make it better for you. But fundamentally, the usefulness of a template is that the Shop and Distributors Allied Union aren't going to oppose it if it goes up in its current form. And we are saying, given the trade-offs, it's probably a pragmatic compromise that may work. So as I said, not a champagne moment. We continue to fight on your behalf for an absolutely comprehensive overhaul of all penalty rates. We believe in the 21st century, in a 24/7 society where people can shop online 24/7, where you are under pressure because of all of those costs, that frankly it's just unfair for you to be able to have to carry those penalty rates, and we will continue to fight that fight. But the truth is that's not going to change soon. And so what we wanted to do was to give you an opportunity, where it works, to look at something else. So please consider it. If you're interested, we'll be advertising briefings at Business SA to give you more information. Go in with your eyes open, see if it works for you. And as I said, it's really us simply saying, for some people, can we do something to help? We hope we have, and we hope to continue to help you as we face these things together. Thank you very much.